Karnataka Chief Minister's playful question in Mysuru sparked a promise from the president that had the crowd smiling. In Afghanistan, a midnight tremor turned deadly, leaving entire villages in ruins. At the SCO, India won back one issue but stood apart on another. Back home, the rupee slid to fresh lows. And across the ocean, a former US official dropped a sharp warning about Trump's foreign ties. Good morning. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint. I'm your host, Nelson John. This is your smart daily briefing on what matters, from big moves in business to headlines shaping India and the world. We cut through the noise so you start your day informed and ahead. It's Tuesday, September 2nd. Let's get started. At the Diamond Jubilee of the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing in Mysuru, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah set the tone. He began his address in Kannada, then turned to President Draupadi Murmu with a smile and asked,
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. No Kannada?
The hall chuckled and the president's reply charmed the audience.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री से कहना चाहूंगी, कन्नड़ या कर्नाटक भाषा भले ही मेरे मातृभाषा नहीं है, लेकिन मेरे भारत में जितने भी भाषा है, जितने भी संस्कृति है, ये जितने भी परंपरा है, ये मेरा प्यारा है. मैं सबको बहुत आदर करती हूँ, सम्मान करती हूँ.
She acknowledged that Kannada was not her mother tongue, but she said she cherished every language, culture and tradition of India. I hold great respect and regard for each of them, she said, before adding with a smile, I will certainly make an effort to learn Kannada little by little. The president used this occasion to underline a broader message, that India's many languages and traditions form the backbone of its cultural identity. Everyone should keep their language alive and move forward while safeguarding traditions and culture, she said. Her comments also touched a live nerve in Karnataka, where recent debates over the primacy of Kannada in public life have sparked political pushback. Siddaramaiah himself has repeatedly said that everyone living in the state should learn to speak Kannada. Murmu was welcomed at the event by Governor Mr. Gehlot, Union Minister Anupriya Patel, State Health Minister Dinesh Gunjrao and BJP MP Yaduveer Vadiyar. For Mysore, the exchange was more than ceremonial. It was a moment that gently reminded India of the strength found in unity through its many tongues. A powerful 6.0 earthquake has devastated eastern Afghanistan, killing more than 800 people and injuring nearly 3,000, according to the UN. Entire villages in Kunar province have been flattened, with officials warning the toll could climb as rescuers struggle to reach remote mountain communities. The quake struck just before midnight Sunday, its epicenter near Jalalabad. Survivors described terrifying jolts, collapsing mud homes and hours of aftershocks. It was a very strong earthquake, an atmosphere of fear and terror, said a resident who spent the entire night helping carrying victims to clinics. In villages like Mazar Dara, residents say up to 95% of homes are gone, with 5 to 10 wounded in every household. Roads choked by floods and landslides mean rescue teams can only reach survivors by helicopter. Most of the dead are under rubble. We are doing everything, but it doesn't seem possible soon, said a Taliban official. Hospitals are overwhelmed. In Jalalabad, corridors were flooded with the injured and grieving families. Doctors treated hundreds of quake victims even as the city already strained under recent mass deportation from Pakistan. The disaster compounds Afghanistan's deep crisis. Drought, hunger, aid cuts and sanctions have left millions vulnerable. The Taliban, still isolated globally, has now appealed for urgent international help. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization has thrown its weight behind India after the deadly Pahalgam terror attack. Wrapping up its summit in Tianjin, the 10-member bloc called the perpetrators to be brought to justice and warned against double standards in the fight against terrorism. The declaration, signed by leaders including PM Modi, China's Xi Jinping, Russia's Vladimir Putin and Pakistan's Shehbaz Sharif. urged nations to stop the cross-border movement of terrorists and reaffirmed the bloc's zero-tolerance stance. India has pressed hard for a strong condemnation, with Modi pointedly calling out some countries that support terror. At the same time, the SCO sought balance by also denouncing attacks in Pakistan's Balochistan province. It further pledged cooperation against drug trafficking, arms smuggling and organized crime, while setting up a new counter-threats center. Beyond terrorism, the joint statement condemned Israeli strikes in Gaza, US-Israel attacks on Iran, and stressed that peace in the Middle East depends on a just settlement of the Palestinian question. It also urged reforms in the UN, IMF and World Bank to give developing nations a stronger voice. Notably, India stood apart by refusing to endorse China's Belt and Road Initiative, sticking to its opposition to the project like CPEC that cuts through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The Indian rupee has tumbled yet to another record low, slipping to 88.33 against the US dollar on Monday. That's weaker than Friday's 88.30 mark, and the pressure isn't easing. Traders say heavy hedging by importers, raising short positions, and the impact of higher US tariffs are dragging the currency down. The rupee opened at 88.18 in interbank trade and quickly slid further, marking a 17 paisa drop from the previous close. This fall comes just days after the Reserve Bank of India allowed the rupee to breach the 87.80 level it had been defending for months. Analysts now warn that the currency could test the 89 to 90 range if the tariff disputes linger, though RBI is expected to step in by selling dollars to contain volatility. Export-heavy sectors like textile, pharma and gems and jewelry may take a hit if the slide continues. But a potential relief could come if US courts ease tariff restrictions. Interestingly, this currency stress comes even as India's economy posted a strong 7.8% growth in April-June quarter, the fastest in over a year. For now, though, the rupee story is simple: strong dollar, heavy outflows, and a market nervously eyeing RBI's next move. Former U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has accused Donald Trump of sidelining India to pursue his family business interests in Pakistan, calling it a huge strategic harm to America's long-term interests. Speaking to Midas Touch, Sullivan said Washington has spent decades building bipartisan ties with India, the world's largest democracy and a vital partner on technology, economics, and countering China. And now, in no small part, because of Pakistan's willingness to do business deals with the Trump family, he has thrown the India relationship over to the side, he said. Sullivan warned that such moves send a dangerous message to allies worldwide, from Germany to Japan, that the US cannot be relied upon. Our word should be our bond. Our friends should be able to rely on us, he stressed. His comments followed Trump's deepening business and political ties with Pakistan. In April, Trump-backed World Liberty Finance signed crypto agreements with Pakistan's Crypto Council. By July, Trump announced a new US-Pakistan trade deal, pledging to help Islamabad tap its oil reserves, even as he slapped fresh tariffs on India. Pakistan PM Shehbaz Sharif hailed the pact as historic. But in New Delhi, Trump's tilt is seen as a strategic blow, with India now caught between tariffs, stalled trade talks, and Washington's shifting loyalties. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We're eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with the latest news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.